our relationship has been, pretty respectful. Besides the shit he said about Bronny at Summer League, but other than that, yeah, but other than that, we've been all right,
We guys able to get past that?
We'll be all right. Yeah, we'll be all right. I think he went on social media and said something about it. It's all good, but Ronnie got a long way to go, but that's another story. So, but the kid, listen, JB is doing shit. He's playing great basketball, man, and you can't fault this out on, this whole MVP thing.
With the 55th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Bronny James from the University of Southern California.
A viral video just put Bronny James in the middle of a firestorm he never asked for. It wasn't about basketball. It wasn't about his game. It was about where he was and what people thought it said about him. As he stepped into an elevator with his girlfriend heading to Mexico for a vacation, the internet erupted with one question. What's wrong with him? The timing, the location, the scrutiny, it all collided into a moment that has everyone questioning the son of the king. And the backlash, it's brutal.
Worked on?
Again, just having the ball in my hands and being able to make mistakes, especially in the G League. I think it's really, grown my game a lot. And just, working on my game even more in the summer, working on specific things, getting downhill more, being able to shoot off the dribble, stuff like that, and being able to read pick and rolls and, help side defense and stuff like that. So, again, just those G Leagues reps have been amazing for me, and it's allowed me to learn.
Grow my confidence and be more comfortable when I'm out there playing. Because I feel good, but the numbers could be better, but I just got to get my confidence up.
It started with a chance encounter. A fan at an airport recognized Bronny James and his girlfriend, Parker Whitfield, waiting at an elevator. The fan pulled out his phone and started recording, not with malice, but with the kind of fanboy energy that makes celebrities' lives impossible. "Where you headed, bro?" the fan asked, clearly excited. Bronny, ever polite, smiled and answered, "Cabo." The video captured a brief, warm exchange. The fan talked about admiring LeBron his whole life. Bronny laughed. They bonded briefly over a shared summer at USC. It was a heartwarming moment between a fan and the son of a legend. But within hours, that elevator video wasn't heartwarming anymore. It was a controversy. As the clip spread across X, formerly Twitter, the focus shifted away from the friendly conversation and onto the destination. Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, a beautiful vacation spot. Also, according to recent reports, a region where cartel violence had been escalating. "He needs to get back home immediately," one user posted. "The cartel just doing whatever they want," another added, sharing footage of the dangerous situation in Jalisco. The question started trending. What's wrong with him? Why would Bronny James, son of the most famous basketball player on earth, choose to vacation in a danger zone during the middle of the season? The video was innocent, the reaction was not, and suddenly Bronny James was facing a backlash that had nothing to do with basketball. Subscribe to see how the internet turned a vacation into a scandal.
I never would speak negatively about your son. I was talking about you, meaning you, LeBron James. I have nothing but the best wishes for Bronny James. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope that he flourishes into an NBA star. Usually in other sports, we see all-stars, and on occasion, we'll see their children become stars as well. That doesn't really happen with the NBA. I sincerely hope he's the exception. By all accounts, he's a wonderful kid. And I don't know anybody who roots for him.
In an interview discussing Jaylen Brown's excellent season, LeBron James finally comments on his words about Bronny James not being pro.
What's the season been like? I think you just use the motivation of a lot of people just saying that they're going to have a down year because of, obviously JT being out, them losing Drew, Al, leaves, Porzingis leaves, their whole championship team pretty much is kind of revamped, and he uses that as motivation to.
If the location was one issue, the timing was another. The Lakers were 34-22, fighting for playoff positioning in the brutal Western Conference. every game mattered, every practice counted, and Bronny James, the 21-year-old guard who had been shuttling between the Lakers and their G League affiliate in South Bay, was on a plane to Mexico. For critics, it was proof of everything they'd been saying, that Bronny didn't take his career seriously enough, that he was coasting on his father's name, that he didn't have the hunger. It is common for players to relax during the off-season, one defender posted, trying to push back. But this wasn't the off-season. This was the grind, the stretch run, the moment when contenders separate from pretenders. Stephen A. Smith's words from months earlier echoed in the comments section. He had said Bronny should have known when to step back after that opening night moment with his father, that he belonged in the G League, earning his stripes, not chasing moments. Bill Maher had been even blunter, calling Bronny the nepo baby of the NBA world. Everything is nepo babies except sports, Maher had said. And here was the most famous nepo baby in basketball heading to Cabo while his team fought for playoff position. The criticism wasn't just about the vacation. It was about the pattern, the hesitation on the court, the refusal to shoot open threes that had JJ Redick screaming, "Bronny, you gotta shoot the fucking ball," from the sidelines. The 2 All-Star votes from anonymous players that had sparked outrage from NBA legends. What's wrong with him wasn't just about Cabo anymore. It was about everything. The backlash was building, but Bronny's defenders weren't silent. The next chapter reveals the voices that came to his defense and why they might have a point.
Though, is that Bronny doesn't have to do this. Bronny doesn't have to try to be an NBA player, which is an incredibly difficult thing to do. He didn't have to come back after the heart situation. He didn't have to play basketball at all, knowing that the pressure that would come with being LeBron James' son. So to me, it's really very obvious that he loves basketball because he doesn't have to do this. He doesn't have to want to be a basketball player. He can do anything he wants in the world. And he's choosing to put in the work and the effort to be an NBA player. And I think that says something about him, and he's handling the critics very well. It is going to be interesting, though. I'm telling you because I know.
Bronny made it back to the NBA after this game against the Kings. These are his full game highlights. He starts off by getting downhill with the offhand. Nice little left-handed layup here to start the game off. Then he pulled out the big Bronny clamps, gets a steal, pushes the ball in transition. This definitely was a foul right here. They just didn't call it. Hate to see this. But he bounces back with the BBC again, ends up with another steal, pushes the ball in transition again, but this time he gets all the way to the rack and makes the lay. Then we get to see some of Bronny's sweet drilling moves. Nice little hezzy, cross again, gets to that pull-up, nails it in his defender's face. Then we get to see the big Bronny body right here. Does a great job of
Not everyone piled on. Amid the outrage, some voices pushed back. That brother got the resources to afford a quick private jet to escape immediately, one user pointed out. If things got dangerous, Bronny could leave. He wasn't stranded. LeBron getting him a PJ right out of there, another added. Never mind that LeBron has repeatedly denied owning a private jet, preferring charters instead. The point stood. The James family operates with a level of security that most people can't imagine. Others questioned the ethics of the video itself. How about if you see a celebrity out in public, instead of filming them, taking selfies and asking them questions, just not bother them and let them go on with their life, one user wrote. And here you are announcing his location for clicks, another added. The fan who recorded the video had been respectful, even warm, but by posting it, he had broadcast Bronny's location to millions, including, potentially, to people with bad intentions. Chris Paul, Bronny's godfather, had already weighed in months earlier, dismissing the negativity surrounding his godson as baseless jealousy. I think anybody who hates on that situation and got a chance to see that is basically just envious or jealous, Paul said. He pointed to Bronny's work ethic, his quiet determination, the way he kept his head down and kept working despite the noise. And the numbers backed him up. In the G League, away from the spotlight, Bronny was producing 20.6 points, 5.0 rebounds, and 5.1 assists per game in the regular season. He wasn't just surviving, he was developing. The defenders made their case, but the court of public opinion is hard to sway. The final chapter reveals what this all means for Bronny's future and whether the son of a king can ever escape the shadow. The elevator video wasn't really about Cabo. It wasn't really about timing or danger or cartels. It was about something deeper. Bronny James can't win. If he works hard, people say he's only getting opportunities because of his name. If he takes a vacation, people say he doesn't care enough. If he hesitates on a three-pointer, the clip goes viral and coaches curse him out on national television. If 2 anonymous NBA players vote for him for the All-Star game, legends demand the ballots be made public. He's 21 years old. He's played in 56 NBA games over 2 seasons, averaging 2.2 points. By any normal measure, he's a developmental player finding his way. But nothing about Bronny James is normal. His father is LeBron. His godfather is Chris Paul. His girlfriend's parents are actors. And every move he makes is amplified, dissected, and judged by millions of people who have never met him. The "what's wrong with him" question isn't about a vacation. It's about the impossible standard that comes with being the son of the king. The expectation that he should be perfect, should work harder than everyone else, should never rest, should never make a mistake, should never just be a 21-year-old kid who wants to take his girlfriend to Mexico. Jaylen Brown said 2 years ago that Bronny wasn't a pro. LeBron still remembers. He brought it up after a Lakers-Celtics game, making clear the comment still stings. Bronny got a long way to go, but that's another story, LeBron said. He's right. Bronny does have a long way to go, but the path is harder for him than for anyone else. Every step is uphill. Every mistake is magnified. Every vacation becomes a scandal. What's wrong with him? Maybe nothing. Maybe he's just a 21-year-old trying to figure it out under the brightest lights in sports. The viral elevator video will fade. The outrage will move on to the next thing. But the weight Bronny James carries won't disappear. It will be there tomorrow, and the next day, and every day he wears an NBA jersey. He's not his father. He never will be. But in a world that won't let him forget whose son he is, that might be the hardest thing of all. Is the criticism of Bronny James fair, or is he being held to an impossible standard no 21-year-old could meet? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. Subscribe for more stories that go beyond the headlines.